What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. If I'm live, I'm not sure if I'm live. I had some technical issues, so let me check. I'm live. So welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to what has been a weird 28, let's say a weird 84 hours or so, because, actually 72 hours. It's been crazy. It's been intense. It's been weird. It's been sad, and it like it got Juve fans and Inter fans all over the place, and not just for Lukaku, because everybody, please like the video. Thanks for joining on a Sunday, by the way, because I was planning to open with the Lukaku thing, obviously, but let's open with the Cuadrado thing because that's happening. He's joining Inter as a free agent on a 1-year deal, apparently, and people are losing their minds, and like I could not care less what Cuadrado's doing. I never considered him a legend. People do, and that's why I always come on this channel and say certain things about players when I see player like legend. When I see people calling Cuadrado a legend, or even Bonucci to that extent a legend, they are, in my opinion, disrespecting players like Del Piero, Buffon, Chiellini, those type of players. They're actually netfed. They're disrespecting those players, in my opinion, and that's why I'm pretty calm with Cuadrado joining Inter. I couldn't care less. Like, it doesn't affect me. It doesn't bother me. I'm not thinking about it. It's actually funny because Inter fans are, well, they call him a diver. They absolutely hate him, and now they're gonna need to root for him, which it's ironic because that's something we will probably need to do, and we will talk about that a little bit further. But I'm not gonna hate Cuadrado. Like, I'm not gonna wish him success. I hope he flops at Inter. But other than that, I couldn't care less because last season, and I think people forget that way too quickly, Dybala was one step away from Inter. He wanted to join Inter. That didn't happen because he had a random guy from the streets as his agent, and it took too long, and Inter closed for Lukaku because they had an option to bring Lukaku back, and that's what they did. Other than that, Dybala was one step away from joining Inter. Don't tell me his dream was Roma. Don't tell me that his dream was to join Roma. If that was the case, that clause would not be 20 million euros. There would not be a clause for Italian teams and all those things. He didn't want to join Roma. Everybody knew which team he was willing to join, and people are now saying, oh, but that didn't happen. Okay, fine. It didn't happen for a technicality. That was the plan. That was the idea. So I don't care about Cuadrado joining Inter. I hope he flops. I hope Inter fails, and that's all I have to say about that, because I couldn't care less. We wanted Cuadrado out, or me personally, because it was terrible to watch, and I'll keep it at that. It's a terrible watch, and I couldn't care less. So good for Cuadrado, I guess. Yeah. So forget about that, or not forget about that. Let's talk about the main topic, the main news, and that's that guy in that picture wearing our jersey, which I can still not process. It's not a real picture, by the way, but it looks real, and it could be very, very real very, very soon, if we're being completely honest, because the latest updates are actually getting stronger. Like, compared to what I talked about on Friday, that was my last day on the channel. It was just a suggestion because Di Marzo came on and he said, he held talks with us, with Juve, and now it seems like it's more than just talks. It's getting serious. He has two options now, and that's us and Saudi Arabia. He said no to Saudi Arabia, to the Saudi League, excuse me, a couple of weeks ago. Before I get into the news, I will start by saying I still don't believe he's joining us, because and I might look like an idiot in a couple of days, but he absolutely disliked this club. He wanted to join us in the past, but like, like it makes no sense for him as well. It's a weird story because apparently Di Marzio came out a couple of days ago, not a couple of days ago, but a couple of hours ago, and other news journalists kind of reported, confirmed the exact same news, and they were suggesting that talks with Lukaku have been going on before and around the Champions League final, because apparently he was not happy because he knew he was not going to start that final. Excuse me. And that's when contact started with Allegri, and Lukaku, obviously. And that's a weird story for me because it's May. That's about like the Champions League final is almost 2 months ago. Oh no, I'm lying. It's a month and a half ago almost, right? Something like that. Um, and they only find out now that he was in talks with Juve. Like, it's a very, very strange timeline if you think about it. If you put all the news pieces together, it makes very little sense in my opinion. But that's apparently the case. It's very strange. But the today's news, update, excuse me, is that he's open to joining Juve. There have been talks. Juve made that offer that Chelsea is gonna accept. The only issue is Vlahovic is still at the club, and as of now, there's no real offer for Vlahovic. There's talks about there's talks about Vlahovic joining PSG, but it's only talks as of now. It's not something real. It's not something concrete. It's not something. Sorry, I was checking if there was some update. There's not something special about or like something real about the PSG links. It's just they talked with Vlahovic. Finding an agreement with Vlahovic and PSG is not going to be difficult, and it's just suggesting that they're going to make an offer anytime soon. But other than that, there's no real there's no real offer. Chelsea want to sell now because they want to buy, and they need to sell first because they're not going to do what they did last summer and just blow the money away. But unless we wake up tomorrow and Vlahovic is being sold, this is gonna take another 1 to 2 week, and in that 1 to 2 week, the Saudi teams can still make an offer. An offer Lukaku is like, yeah, I'm gonna accept that, and actually, I'm hoping that's gonna happen. That's my only glimmer of hope now because I don't want Lukaku. I've said it many times on this channel. I don't like the player. I don't like the style of play, and I also don't like the person himself. I don't like how he conducts himself, how he speaks about himself, and the output that's linked to it. I'm not a fan of his, and I would feel terrible needing to support for him because that will be difficult. Because I already made my mind up before he even joined, and then it's very difficult to kind of change that mind. Like, I'm gonna be honest about it, but that's a story that talks are progressing very, very well between the two, between us and Lukaku, and that we or him joining the Saudi league, which he said he didn't want to do. Then again, he said he would never join Juve of Milan, and here we are. Those are the two options now, and let's see, let's see. Like I said for Vlahovic, we can wake up tomorrow and Cuadrado, and Lukaku could be joining a Saudi team. That could be happening as well, and that's my hope. But going off the news and going off the timeline and how things are moving, I think that's very unlikely now. Like, we need to be completely honest. If that was the case, why ignore Inter? Just say to Inter, you know what? I'm not willing to join. I'm gonna join a Saudi club. And Inter would have been pissed, obviously, because they've been working on that deal. But I think they would have understood that. It's a lot of money, and you don't need to kind of be. You don't need to keep that a secret. Like, it's very obvious, and it's kind of acceptable now, by the fans, if you know what I mean. Not saying it's not right if you join the Saudi league. Like, it is what it is. But the fact that he was ignoring Inter's calls, he wasn't responding, and all those things kind of suggests that this Juve story is real. It's very real, and it's very scary because I don't want to lose Vlahovic to replace him with Lukaku. Again, I said what I think about him as a player, and as, like, he will score you goals, not like that, but like the way he plays and all those things. My issue is the biggest issue is also as well his age. Like, he has no sell-on value, and that's my problem. I thought we were past that this stage. I thought we were done with that stage. I thought we were absolutely past that, and we were saying, we're gonna do things completely different. I don't know. People now say, "Oh, but on the books, this and this." Yeah, I get it. You sell Vlahovic, you bring him Lukaku. It's money right now. It's money down the line. Like, yes, but there's no sell-on value. Absolutely nothing, unless, like I said, in 2 years' time, the Saudi league is still running out, and they're saying, you know what, we will take them off your hand, and we will give you 5, 10 million, what you need to balance out that book. But other than that, like, it is what it is. It is what it is, and it's getting real. I said it to Julian, I think, or in the Discord chat. I said, this is shaping up. Like, the rumors, the way things are shaping up. This is gonna be a very physical team, or that's what Allegri is trying to be. Like, a team that's gonna be technically not that great, but physically they're gonna be there. If you have Bremer at the back, even Gatti, you put Rabiot in that midfield as well. Rovela's not physical, but I'd rather view him as a more of a disruptor than like the finesse player. You have Lukaku up top, and who knows who we're gonna bring in. Still, we're linked to Frank Kessie as well, which is something I will talk about later on, which is also weird considering who we have in midfield right now. It's shaping up to be a very, very physical and a very, very Allegri type of team right now, and I don't get it. I don't get it, because I remember a couple of weeks ago, we were sitting here and we were agreeing that with all the news coming out, the club is not 100% convinced by Allegri, and now they're doing absolutely everything to back him, even signing Lukaku, knowing that there's no sell-on value, that you're doing something very, very strange, and that it's going to be impactful for the coming years, coming days, coming seasons. Let me check, because I saw my phone. No news. But it's gonna have an impact on the following years. Like, I think the idea is clear. Like, if we get Lukaku, if we get Cassier, and we move on Sule and all those type of players, it's very clear that all in on youth is not really that case. It's very clear that the plan is to get back in that Champions League immediately and actually try to compete immediately whilst backing Allegri. Like, there's no process here. There's no 2 to 3 year plan. It's kind of damage control with a few youngsters in there, but still, you need to win now, immediately. And that's big pressure. If you know where we're coming from next season, we were not even close to winning. And with these type of signings, or with the idea behind it, you need to win now. And I just don't see that happening as well. So that's also a fear I have, that we are making these moves and it's not going to pan out the way they think it is. Cuadrado to Inter official, yeah. I will not buy a Lukaku shirt. The last shirt I got with a name on is Marquisio, and I'm very happy with that. I don't buy players jerseys with names on. I don't do that because these things happen. Cuadrado joins Inter, so Lukaku might join Juve, and you have Inter fans wearing. I have a friend who's an Inter fan who absolutely loves Lukaku, and he is very confused now. So I don't buy jerseys with names on. I actually don't buy jerseys to start with, to be honest. I don't do that because I don't like the designs. That's also a thing. It's a Scudetto winning team, to be completely honest. That's a discussion because Lukaku hasn't signed, Kessie hasn't signed. Like, there's all rumors, strong rumors, very strong rumors, if we're being completely honest. But all these things we will talk about later on, because you can say now it's a Scudetto winning team, to be completely honest, which I disagree with. But we can sit here next Sunday, and not only did we sell Vlahovic, but maybe also, okay, I'm just saying, like, things can change really Maybe Pogba's going. That's why we're in for Kessie. Like we don't know what's working because even the Kessie thing, our midfield. I don't know how many players do we have in midfield. Like we have. I need to go on that listing. We have Miretti, Fagioli, we have Locatelli, Rabiot, we have Ravella coming back. We have Pogba, and you're getting Kessie. Miretti might leave on loan, but you still have 6 players. I believe somebody's gonna leave, and I think now. I said a couple of weeks ago, I don't think Pogba's gonna leave. But if Kessie is coming in, I think Pogba's gonna leave because I don't think we're gonna stick with 6 midfielders. That's too much. If you like for us, like we only play Serie A and a few Coppa Italia games maybe. That's a lot of players in midfield for one game a week. If we're being completely honest, without Champions League, without that money, so somebody's leaving, and it might be Pogba. I don't know. But it doesn't really make sense now to also add Kessie to that mix when we need a right winger and we need a left back, a right back, a center back because they told Bonucci to leave. We need a lot of things. So that Kessie thing as well doesn't really make sense. So who knows what's still around the corner? Because it might not stop just with Vlahovic, Not maybe money-wise. Maybe Vlahovic money-wise is good enough because there's reports about 90 million, which I'm very doubtful about. But maybe just personnel-wise, number-wise, not in that squad. If you go for Frank Kessie as well, something needs to give in that midfield because you're not gonna play all 7 midfielders if you keep everybody when you only play one game a week. Like that's madness. Players are gonna be unhappy, or you're gonna rotate every single week, and that's also not gonna make sense. It's too much. If you bring Frank Kessie as well. Players are gonna leave. Buying a third-year players is a root of a problem caused by Allegri, and he did it again. Like I don't get that signing. It's a very weird situation. We all don't want Lukaku to join Juve, but if he comes and tears it up, everybody will love him. I will not go as far as say I love him. Like if Lukaku joins, yes, I hope he does well because I want to win stuff. Like I'm not gonna be an idiot. I want to win stuff. So I hope if he joins, he better do well because that means probably we are doing well and we're just, getting back to the top. I just don't like him. I don't like the idea of signing him. That's it. That's absolutely it. Lukaku, love him. I don't think you don't need to love him, but if he comes in, I'm not gonna hope he flops because that it just it's not gonna help me as a fan. Absolutely not. But yeah, that's the situation. Let's see on Monday. The way things are shaping up, and we leaving on preseason and all those things, things might move really, really fast starting from Monday. They might move actually quite fast because preseason is kind of kicking on for everybody. Good, everybody's going on tour. The season is getting very, very close now, which is also when things actually start moving. Players being told by the club get out, or players coming back to the club and telling their club or their managers, I want to leave. All those things. Around this period, things actually start really, really moving. And you will probably, if you have Romano's notifications on, which I don't, it will be tweeting out every single minute starting from the coming week. So let's see. Center back, we have the Winter instead of Bonucci. Yeah, but I'm not sure if Allegri wants to go into the season with Bremer, Gatti, and the Winter. If that's the case, we're going to see a 3-5-2 a lot of the times. If Lukaku joins, I also think we're going to see a 3-5-2 a lot of the times. That's terrible for Chiesa. That's very bad news for Chiesa if it's going to be 3-5-2. But it will make sense for the back line because if you keep the Winter, that means Danilo's going to play a lot of games. Bremer, Alexander's going to play a lot of games. Gatti slotting in, and maybe the Winter will get a game here and there. So that's why I'm hoping we will sign a center back because that will probably push us more into playing a back four, which will help Chiesa as well, So yeah, that's that. Also back 3-5-2, then we definitely need to sell midfielders. Imagine Lukaku and Lautaro fighting in the next derby. Imagine Lukaku and Cuadrado fighting in the next derby. That will be actually Very possible, if I'm being completely honest. I still can't believe that we are about to get 90 mil for Vlahovic. That would be the best deal we've done in years, taking into account we sold Vidal for. Yeah, we on like we. I will not be shocked. You know, these are like if you want a striker in today's market, and he's highly regarded still. You know, he had a bad season, but clubs and managers and scouts still view him as a top prospect. Me myself, that's the money you're gonna need to pay. With Delict, we fail. You know, and I said that when people say, oh, but we got our money back on the books as a profit, we failed. Period. Vidal, same thing. Same thing. These are the premium prices you need to ask. Like, if you want our player, pay it up. Arsenal paid over 100 million euros for Declan Rice, which I like Declan Rice, but he's not a 100 million euro player. You know, he's not a player that will get fans to the stadium, you know, if you know what I mean. Like, he's not that type of a difference maker. He's not Cristiano Ronaldo, if you know what I mean, when he signed back from Man U to Real Madrid. Like, those are world-class players you pay premium price for, if you know what I mean. But this is the market. This is the market. And when you are selling to English clubs or PSG who are actually willing to burn money, then these are the prices you ask. And we're Premier League's club. I mean, every single club besides Tottenham. These are the prices you should be asking for. So I wouldn't be shocked if we get that money. I don't think we're going to get it, but if it happens, I would not be shocked that PSG would have paid that money. That's what I'm trying to say. Imagine Lukaku refused to make his goal. Yeah, that's not going to happen. Let's assume it's only between Morata and Lukaku. Pick your poison. I will take Lukaku, no question. So we're also in for Morata, apparently. I will pick Lukaku over Morata as well because he's a better player. I want none of the two at the club, but I've seen I've seen Morata at the club. We got Vlahovic because of Morata. We paid that price because of Morata. I don't want to see Morata at the club anymore. His wage, I don't want to pay a single penny to see Morata at the club. That's done. Like, if we do that again, there's actually no hope for the club. Like, how many times are we going to go on this route? How many times do you want to get disappointed by the same player over and over again? You know, it makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. So, no to Morata. When I saw that, and it was from actually decent sources, you know, it makes you sad. Like, it's as simple as that. Like, me personally, I have flashbacks of him missing sitters week in, week out, being offside, and all those things. Like, just stop it. You know, absolutely stop it. That cannot be an option. Imagine a front three of, you know, options of Keane, Milik, and Morata again. Like, I don't need that. I don't think anyone needs that. Let me check if there's an update. No update. The under 19s won the Euros, so good for them, I guess. That's that. So yeah, that's what's going on at this moment in time. Like, this week or like the coming week, Monday for me in an hour, so in a couple of hours starts a new week. Should be a week where we will get a lot of news because Bonucci should be back. We leave on tour. West Ham got their Declan Rice money. Are they going to move for Zakaria now completely? Is Arthur going to join Fiorentina completely now? Will there be finally an offer for McKennie? Is PSG going to make that offer for Vlahovic? Is the news coming out that Lukaku will say, I'm saying no to Saudi offers again. I want to join Juve. All these things, you can expect that, or we should be expecting all these things to happen in the coming days, you know, because, like I said, clubs are leaving on tour. Season is 1 month away for a lot of clubs. Things usually around this time speed up. They do. And let's see, starting from Monday. Before I get into the comments, really quickly, if you want to become a member and support the channel so we can improve on equipment and stuff, you can join the link. The link is in the description, like Sunny and like a lot of people have. You can join the members chat in the Discord group. The Prediction League, you get wallpapers, you can join the lives. There will be a quiz 3 times during the season where you can win stuff. It will be also live on the channel, and you get emoji around alongside your name. The Prediction League, this is where you can win. an official jersey at the end of the season, 2 gift cards, and a jersey we produce, and new merch will come to the shop. So if you want to join, you can join. If you join, DM me on Twitter or the main account on Twitter, and I will add you into the Discord private chat and the Prediction League. Prediction League is going to be much better. It's not just going to be Juve. It's going to be bigger, and you can win stuff. Also, congratulations to Jockey Bro, who was not in the chat today because he won the Prediction League, so he will get the official jersey of his choice with his name on. Think about it, because if you put the next Cuadrado on your back, he might be joining Inter. So you can also choose no name if that's what you want. But yeah, if you want to help out the channel, do that. Let me see for the comments again. Lukaku was good in United in 4-3-3 on the left side. That was also strange, like him playing on the left side. Then we should have done that swap deal with Lukaku when they asked. Yeah, but you know that fell through because Dybala didn't want to leave. But at that point, it was very close. But it was very strange that he was playing in a 4-3-3. I remember that, and he actually was doing well up to a certain point. I think nothing major will happen, and we will stay with the team we have currently. I disagree. I strongly disagree, because if we sell Vlahovic, like things are gonna happen naturally, because we need players to come in and players are gonna leave. Like naturally, things are gonna happen. So there will be a few changes here and there, we're probably gonna need to accept that. Like me personally, I'm gonna need to accept that Lukaku could be our new number 9, basically. You know, crazy. It could be that the first game Udinese away, he's scoring goals or he's missing goals, one of the two. You cannot do anything about. Like if we sell Vlahovic, Allegri wants the next man up, and I don't believe for one bit that Allegri is like, yeah, I will make do an entire season with Keane, Milik, and Morata. Like, he's not gonna do that. He's absolutely not gonna do that. He's demanding for somebody, and he's demanding for Lukaku. He's demanding for Lukaku. I think that's obvious now. We're signing Lukaku for two reasons: to get one over Inter, and it's Allegri signing. I don't think we're spending a lot of money just to tell Inter, I don't think we're doing that. It's Allegri. He wants him, and that's the main factor. Chiesa and Lukaku would be a deadly duo up front. In a 3-5-2, I don't think Chiesa's going to be that deadly at all. You know, I don't think he's going to be deadly at all. But let's see. Like I said, depending on who also comes in at center back, you might see who and how we're going to play. Because next week, around this time... No, I'm lying. Wait. No, I'm not lying. Around this time, we'd have played our first preseason game. I don't know against who that is. Let me know. Is it against Milan, the first game on preseason? But on Sunday, for me, we play our first preseason game. And maybe we will see a glimpse of which formation we're going to play. I'm saying maybe because if players like Vlahovic are still here 100%, then yeah, they're going to play, obviously. But if we play with a back 3 in a friendly, I think that's very telling already, in my opinion. You know, if we start on with a back 3, I think it's going to be very, very telling. It's going to be very telling in which direction we're moving. Also, apparently, again, we're leaving on Friday and we play the next day, which I like the day after, basically, which is very strange. I hope that it's fake news, because we did that last season, and yeah, like it was a disaster, you know, with injury wise. So I hope that is not true. I will ask the chat. 45 people in. Everybody, thanks for watching, by the way. Really appreciate that, excuse me, on a Sunday. Only 24 likes, so that's terrible. So please like the video if you're in. Like the channel, subscribe to the channel, excuse me, and like this video. Appreciate everybody joining. I will ask the question straightforward. 45 people in. Do you want Lukaku? Yes or no? And if you say yes, give me the reason as well. If you say no, I think I'm pretty sure I know the reason. But if you say yes, let me know why you're saying yes as well. Lukaku's a perfect number 9 for Allegri. This transfer probably makes sense, to be fair. For him, it does. Like, I'm not going to dispute that it makes sense for Allegri. I'm not going to deny that. People... Well, excuse me. Juve still need plus 150 in the... I don't know. I never mentioned that number, so I'm not sure where it's coming from. I just said we need to sell one big-time player, at least. People need to get over the idea of Chiesa playing anywhere else other than on the wings. The way that what is he? That's what he is, and what makes him great. I don't like this transfer at all. Okay, yeah, I agree. It's against Barcelona. Okay, my mistake. Laporte to replace Bonucci. We need a left center back. I don't think we're gonna. Apparently, they want 30 million euros. If that's the case, then why didn't we push on for Pau Torres, who went kind of for the same money, 34 plus a few bonuses? So we didn't even make a real attempt, apparently. So I don't know. And he's much younger, and he fits the profile a bit better in my opinion. Excuse me. So I'm not sure that those Laporte things are actually very accurate as of now. But again, I can be completely wrong, because the links for Laporte are there and have been there for a couple of weeks now, actually months. Preseason results mean nothing. It's all about fitness and see who's good enough. Yeah, I don't care about preseason results. Never will. What I want to see, what I want to see on Sunday when I'm watching the game is how we're gonna play, like, for next season. We will make a lot of changes, but if Team A and Team B is gonna play in the same setup, 3-5-2, then at least I know it's gonna be 3-5-2, and then certain transfer rumors, could make more sense, or even less so. Obviously, like, it can go both ways. But as of now, I don't know. Like, I think it's gonna be a 3-5-2, but you never know. Like, it could be a back four, which at this moment in time I really struggle to see, if I'm being honest. But I don't know, man. Like, there's also news out today that Juntali told Allegri that Ealing Jr. is gonna stay, because he needs to stay, and that Sule is gonna leave, and if it flips, kind of like the news kind of flips every week or so, which makes me very doubtful about, like, do we have actually a set formation, or is it gonna be, let's see the first few games, and what will work best, that's where we're gonna go with, because that felt what it was like last season, the way we started off the season and transitioned into a 3-5-2. Like, it never felt like we were set on one certain thing and that's how we moved on, because don't tell me that the injury of Pogba was the reason why, because you still got a month to prep for that first game of the season, and we had nothing. Like, it took an entire season before we actually had anything that kind of worked, and then eventually it didn't work at all. So I'm not really buying that. No, but if Vlahovic leaves at the moment, Lukaku is the best replacement for him. I disagree. I think our coach next season go on for Lukaku. Yeah, that's probably what it's going to be. The reported numbers for Lukaku are absurd. Like him or hate him, the supposed fee and wages are too much for his age and what he brings. Yeah, I don't believe the plus 10 million reports, because I think the last player to be in double figures probably was Ronaldo. I think the only player ever in our history to earn double figure money in wages, I think it's Cuadrado. Cuadrado. I think it's only Ronaldo. So yeah, I would be very shocked if Cuadrado joins and he's earning 10 million euros. I would. Like, I will be absolutely stunned. Vlahovic hold-up play needs to improve. Yeah, but, like, Lukaku's first touch is... it is what it is. So waste money and give Lukaku a long contract for Allegri will probably be gone in a year or two makes sense. Well, I said the moment that Lukaku news came out, I said he's gonna be here until the end of his contract. Allegri, he is. Unless something crazy happens and we're actually in a relegation battle, like 10 games into the season or whatever, then he's gonna be here for the next 2 years. Because you don't make this move when you don't, like, jointly being, don't absolutely back Allegri, because Lukaku's a player that you buy for a certain manager. The next manager, 9 out of 10, the chances are that he's not gonna like Lukaku, and then you are stuck with him. So this kind of, like, if we actually get Lukaku, it's gonna be pointless for me to say I want Allegri out, because I'm gonna be talking to a wall, and nobody's gonna respond, because you got Lukaku on a 2-year deal because of him, or a 2-year deal on a long-term deal because of him. He's probably gonna stay here until the end of his contract. So double bad news, I guess, for me, who is not the biggest Allegri fan now. Unless Conte will come to, then Lukaku will say. So news will get worse. Maybe something was said behind the scenes. Maybe we get Conte for Allegri get sacked. Yeah, so things are getting worse and worse, and for me, because I don't want Conte at the club. I want new things. I don't want old things. Like, I'm done with it. We've done it in the past. I don't want old things. I want new things. If they're gonna keep Allegri, they should sell Chiesa too. If it's gonna be 3-5-2, we should sell Chiesa for his own sake, but also for our sake, because he's not gonna offer us what we expect from him or what we believe he can offer. Like, in a 3-5-2, he's not gonna do that. So it's gonna be pointless for him and pointless for us. Then you better buy players who can play in a 3-5-2, rather than shoehorn Chiesa into it and pray and hope he actually gets it done. If we're being completely honest, that makes even less sense. So if it's gonna be a 3-5-2, and that's what I'm hoping to see, not hoping to see, but hopefully that will be clear on Sunday when we play our first game, then for his own sake, Chiesa, and for our sake, leave. We all want new things. I just want better things. I want better things, and we need, like, the Cassia story. Like, when that came out today and it got pushed heavily by many sources, like, I look at that backline, I'm like, that's terrible. Like, when are we gonna do anything about that? And then Mirko Di Natale said we are in talks with Home and he's the number one target. And no, if you watch Home play, I don't get that signing as well. Like, that's not gonna improve us, really. Cambiasso, that was the name. Giuntoli also wants to sign with Sule. But like the Home signing as well, like that, like, we need a right and left backs. But if they're of the level of Home, then I'm like, okay, how is that gonna improve us as well? Because he had a terrible season at Spezia. Like, he didn't have a good season, and even the season before, he wasn't wow. Like, he wasn't. When you look at Home or you watch Home play, you're like, I see something. I absolutely see something. I don't see anything. But he's cheap, apparently. But that makes you think as well. Like, if you're gonna pay 50 million for Home, then why on God's earth did we not pay that 10 plus 2 for Parisi? So very confusing. Everything. Hopefully this week that will come now will make a lot more sense, because it needs to make more sense, because it's all over the place now, and things need to become clear. Like, again, 1 month from now and 4 days, or this Sunday, a month from now and 4 days, on this Sunday, I'm doing a match reaction because we played Udinese, and I don't want to sit here and be like, yeah, same thing. It's gonna be like that, same thing, and we might scrape a win, but I want to see improvements, like schematically, but also individually. I want to see better players on that pitch. And when we sign Home, I don't think we're gonna see better players on that pitch, if I'm being completely honest. That's my issue. But again, they're backing Allegri. That's very, very clear now that they're backing Allegri. So they're all in. If they get Lukaku over the line, they are all in on Allegri, and they better make it work, because there's no way back, from Lukaku, from that Lukaku deal. Fee, money, wages, and sacking like there's no way back now. If you get that Lukaku deal over the line, there's no way back, and you better make it work. You better start winning stuff very, very soon and be up there again, or this is gonna be even worse than what we are in now. Even worse. Also, somebody let me know in the comments, because I didn't really look into it. The Champions League format is changing the following, not this season, but like 24, 25, it's following. England, the fifth team in England is going to the Champions League, but I'm not sure how that works. Is that because they have the highest coefficient that they get an extra, or is it the four best leagues again who get the fifth place into the Champions League? Let me know in the comments. I don't like. I'm confused because that the rules changed. I never really looked into it, but it was something like that. And I know that the fifth place in England is gonna get that Champions League spot as well. So let me know. I'm not sure about that. It's top two. Okay, so if it's top two, then it's Spain and England, right? So no. Italy 2 will get the Premier League and La Liga. Okay, so it's top 2. Okay, so yeah. Otherwise, that would have been maybe a lifeline for Allegri. But you need, like, there's no excuse. If you get Lukaku, absolutely no excuses left anymore. So they're all in. They're all in. And let's see how that will develop in the next couple of days, starting from tomorrow. Because I'm expecting a lot of news, like real news, again this week. Actually, tomorrow already. I'm expecting something. Even if it's Zakaria actually leaving or McKennie a real offer, I'm expecting something starting from tomorrow. Because again, preseason kicks in for everybody, and now is the time where players will push, agents will push, clubs will push, and things will get mad. So it's top 2. I think it should be top 3. I'm not sure, but I know the rules changed, and I know there are more spots now. I'm just not sure for who those spots are. For which league those spots are gonna be. Let me see. No updates, so I'm gonna wrap this up. Thanks, Ari, for watching on a Sunday evening, afternoon for a lot of people. Please like the video if you haven't. It's just one click. I will be back live tomorrow for sure, because I believe something will happen. Some news we will discuss. So I'll be back, same hour as usual, hopefully with better news. And when I say better news, I don't mean actually, Vlahovic is being sold, now we can move on for the Mercato, but like I think this summer, I don't think there's been one link, or like a real link, like not we're interested in Paul Torres, or like a real link that fans can all agree on, like this is great, like yes, bring him in. I don't think that has happened so far. Usually there's always one name where like 85% of the fan base is like, yeah, that's a good deal. You always have people saying no, but like now it's not even close. Like most links are like, no, we don't want them, and it's probably not going to change. You know, when you were interested in home, Kessie and Lukaku, you know, I'm gonna say big part of the fan base is not going to be happy with that, you know, as you can see already in the comments. But yeah, thanks for watching. Again, I will end by saying, if you want to join the Prediction League and win one of those prizes, join the members club. And if you join, reach out on Twitter, on the main account or my personal account. I will add you to the Discord group, the Prediction League, the giveaways, because we do giveaways on the Discord channel. That's going to happen now. So you can win stuff randomly, and you can help out the channel so we can improve in quality as well, like I did last season by changing my mic, because everybody was complaining and everybody was right. I needed a new mic, so here it is. Again, thanks for watching. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. I will be back tomorrow, same time, hopefully with